is where we come from, yeah, we did it. City on my back, I'm committed. This is where we come from, yeah, we made it. Now the whole team celebrating. We like, oh, 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 oh. Don't mistake the new me for the old me. They can't stop me now, I'm with the home team. No beginner, I'm a winner. Took a couple losses, now I'm cooking, let me simmer. Yeah, tunnel vision, all I see is win, 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 win. This my city section where you been. We move faster along, but go further together. We can weather any weather forever. A dream team, I done seen things. Confidence is on 100,000. I got family for miles, running up the mileage. Made it through some trials and some tribulations. Now me and the team, I here celebrating, yeah. This is where we come from, yeah, we did it. City on my back, I'm committed. This is where we come from, yeah, we made it. Now the whole team celebrating. We like, oh, 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 oh. You probably thought you knew. A new day is approaching, turn the gray skies into blue. I grew up on these same blocks, school of hard knocks. Had to get it on a hard top, took the hard shots, but we made it. Anticipated, highly decorated. The whole team is winning, celebrated. The victory is all mine, and everything is alright. And you know how to see things, confidence is on 100,000. I got family for miles, running up the mileage. Made it through some trials and some tribulations. Now me and the team, I had celebrating, yeah. This is where we come from, yeah, we did it. City on my back, I'm committed. This is where we come from, yeah, we made it. Now the whole team celebrating. We like, oh, 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 oh.
All right, what up, though? Welcome to Spike Kool-Aid for Wednesday, January 15, 2025. Man, can y'all believe we're already 15 days in the month? It seems like I'm saying that every single show, but we in the building. What's up, Court? What's up, nephew? We got Tactical. Nasty Man Nate, what up, though? What's going on, kid? Come on, man. God. What time is this? Heck no. No. All right. What's up, Kira? What's up, Dylan? What is up? So is this official AG going to the Jets? Not yet. Just found out I had a cousin on the Washington Commanders team. Bro, that's crazy. That is crazy, man. This has been a slow week. Yeah, it has, man. The first week went kind of fast, but the second week has indeed gone by a little slower. So we got a real light news day, man. It's not a lot. So we got another situation where you guys can run the show. I got a couple topics, but today I got to go at 3:30. My son got another doctor's appointment. We got to leave at 4:35. So today I definitely can't go for 2 hours and 8 minutes. I can't even go an hour and a half, maybe an hour, 5, 10 at max. So we going to have to bounce today. We're going to have to keep things going. What's up, Jizz? What's going on? Braylon in the building says, I'm ready for football already. I hate Commanders fans, so cocky. What up, though? What's up, Aaron? Yeah, man, they've been talking a lot of junk. I don't understand this. I really don't understand why they're talking so much. But Lions they got something that they need to take care of business. So listen, we're going to get straight into it, man. Like I said, I got a couple topics that I want to talk about. And the first thing I want to talk about is this. I think y'all going all right, so I don't believe in superstition, but I know some of y'all do. Some of y'all believe in superstition, and that's cool if that's what you believe in. I can understand how you believe in it when it comes to sports. People think about, wearing the same thing. And, I go to games, we tend to win. If I don't go, sometimes we don't win, right? So I'm like, over the last 2 seasons, the Lions have lost the NFC Championship game and the Buffalo Bills game, right? So you could say, okay, well, don't go this time, right? If you believe in superstition. But I don't believe in that, but I do believe in the NFL narrative. And I I was thinking about something yesterday, and I hate to even bring this up, but the reason I brought up superstition is because if you believe in that, this segment might not be for you. But I have been watching a lot of media, and a lot of them are talking about the Commanders. Okay, that's cool. But there's another team that people are talking about. You know them very well. Our ex-quarterback is there, the LA Rams. And for the first time this season, I started to get a little nervous that the NFL will not favor the Detroit Lions up and coming in this playoff eventual Super Bowl run. Let me tell you what I mean. The LA Rams dismantle. First of all, I've been calling for the Stafford narrative literally when he left. When he left, I have predicted this whole thing, right? From, oh my God. I'm sorry. Come on, man. This thing never goes off, and now it wants to, okay, all right. So I've been talking about Matthew Stafford and the LA Rams and how storylines and narratives are in the NFL, okay? The Detroit Lions have been on the bottom. They've been a non-factor. I don't know if you guys know this, but we have one of the smallest fan bases in the NFL. We do. That's why our YouTube channel is growing ever since Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes took over. It went from 19,000 when Matt Patricia was fired to almost 250,000. We got more than the Bengals. We got more than the Arizona Cardinals. We got more than the Seattle Seahawks. So right now, we're probably in the top 10 as far as the Kansas City Chiefs have the most, the San Francisco 49ers, Dallas Cowboys. Those guys are up there. But let me tell you what I thought about yesterday morning. When I wake up and the game was Monday night, and Tuesday morning, I mean, everybody was talking about the Rams. Everybody was talking about the Rams. And we talked about the fact that the Rams, how would they play? A lot of people pick Minnesota. I picked the Rams simply because of the narrative that the NFL is going to push. Now, here's where the superstition gets in, and you might want to back out of this segment, right? The wildfires in LA have destroyed over $150 billion worth of stuff. It reminds me kind of Hurricane Katrina a little bit, where the NFL, the Lions were up there. And I think the NFL has to make a decision. And I think you're going to see this, right? Do the Rams just plow through everybody for the sake of LA and California now that the Niners are not in it? The Chargers are not in it. Do the Rams fight? Is this the narrative that they push, or is it still the Detroit Lions versus Kansas City Chiefs? Because that's what. So I start getting. I'm not even lying, bro. I got nervous yesterday. I just had this feeling of, are the Detroit Lions? We are there, but are we there? Is it like, okay, let's pause the Lions real quick because they're gonna be around for a long time, and let's push this LA Rams for the city. I'm telling you, man. So. They dismantle the Minnesota Vikings. They sacked Sam Darnold 9 times. They got the LA Fire Department shirts on. I mean, you literally cannot write it any better than this. So remember now, the way that I believe the narrative to be is you have to take it out of the ref's hands. If you do that, then they can't control it, right? They can try to, but they won't. They can't overcome a beatdown. We saw it. We've literally watched it this entire weekend. From whether you believe Matthew Stafford fumbled the ball or not, I don't think he fumbled. I saw him flick it. Right? So I don't think that was a fumble, but it was some calls, man, that as you're watching this game, you're like, yo, this is an egregious miss. I mean, if you go back to the Eagles-Packers, the very first play of the game was a helmet-to-helmet fumble that they didn't call the helmet-to-helmet, but they called the fumble, right? So I start getting a little nervous because whether you believe it or not is cool. I believe it. I believed it for years. I've known about it for at least 5 years. I've accepted it. I'm okay with it. It is what it is. I just want my team to shine. Give my team some time to shine in the spotlight. So does the NFL want to see the underdog Detroit? And here's what it's going to come down to. Do the Rams have a parade in the year of a wildfire and you galvanize the city, or do you have the most viewed Super Bowl of all time by the Detroit Lions being in it? Whoever the Detroit Lions play, it will be the highest viewed Super Bowl of all time. Here's the thing about the Detroit Lions. We have a small fan base compared to the rest of the NFL, but our fan base is worldwide. It is everywhere. We got people in the UK, in Spain, in Australia. It doesn't matter. We got people everywhere. So again, if you are superstitious, this might not be the segment for you, but I'm starting to get a little nervous that will the NFL try to push LA further than they would have before? That means that they beat the Eagles. I think they're going to beat the Eagles. And I think the Lions are going to win against the Commanders. And it's going to set up Stafford Rams against Golf Lions for a Super Bowl berth. My question is, will they push LA due to the wildfires? I don't know. I'm getting a little nervous. Again, it's only if what they can control. So if the Lions take care of business, they get out to a big lead. I think they hold on and win, things like that. But the NFL's job is to make it close and push the narrative either way, right? So let me know. I know y'all not going to want to hear that, man, but I believe it. All right. What y'all saying, man? Okay, where we at? I agree. I haven't been hearing about the Rams, but saw something about Stafford coming back to Detroit so he can reclaim the throne. I believe in this team, and the Rams will not stop us. DJ says, it's crazy, Derek. You might be right. It's a conspiracy aligning. Same direction I went in. These fires will give the Ram the edge. Derek, if AG wants to leave, good luck with him. Maybe better off, just a thought. Yeah, we're going to get into Aaron Glenn, and I saw something today about him and Ben Johnson, and I'm disappointed, man. I'm not going to lie. And I don't like people saying, like, I've been making segments about losing our coordinators, and Lions fans are talking about copium. Copium with what? What are you talking about, bro? What are we coping with? Like, that's not a coping thing. It's a reality, but we going to get into that. Man, I was thinking that too. I have been thinking that since the wildfires. Instantly thought of New Orleans and flooding. Well, you know what? No one in LA even is a Rams fan. Yeah. I'm a Detroit native that currently lives in Dallas. I recently went to Costco, and I swear I saw 5 families wearing Lions gear before our success I've never seen. Yeah. Rams offense only scored 20 points against the Vikings. I felt that watching the game, how they showered through the whole game. I'm not nervous one bit. Well, okay, so I'm not nervous about the Rams. I'm nervous about the narrative. That's what I'm nervous about, because the NFL has to make a decision. They got to make a decision. Do we and I'm going to tell you what really changed my opinion, what really got me nervous. When I saw $150 billion, I was like, oh, my God. Oh, my. The NFL makes about $15 billion a year. $15 billion. So the damage in LA has dwarfed what the NFL would have to 15 times what the NFL makes per year. So I agree with you, Bonds. I'm not scared of the Rams. I'm scared of the NFL, like 100%. Derek has been right up to this point. Rams not getting past Philly. Okay, Jason, we'll see, bro. I mean, I don't know why you would say that, right? What has Philly done to make you believe that? This is when Stafford went through, and I can't believe I'm giving him any credit, but just I'll put it like this: don't be surprised if they do. Don't forget the Rams are the 4th seed. Don't be surprised if they do. Now, let's get into another topic that I think is kind of disappointing. All right, so we got some season ticket holders in the chat, and I am on the list myself. I got an early email long time ago, probably about 6 weeks ago, about when the Lions kind of punched their ticket to the playoffs, about like being in a waiting list for tickets for playoffs, which is super cool. I didn't have the money at the time. One thing about being a season ticket holder, especially a first timer, I guess they really, you got to have the bread right then and there. But I saw something, and I'm kind of disappointed. I want to know what y'all think. This is not the first time we've been disappointed, but I know that the NFL is a business, and you can't, if you run a successful business, you can't have you can have a heart, but you got to make business decisions. And giving out tickets, giving out things, not making a profit is not a smart business move. But there's something that I saw, and it gets increasingly disappointing. The fact that the Lions raised the ticket prices after a pretty decent season, right? So after the 9-8 season, the Lions raised the ticket prices. After the 12-5 season, they raised them again. They've already raised them for 2025. And okay, we got the first seed. So I can't deny that the product is getting better and better and better. But when you see stuff like this, it's disappointing. It really is. And again, I know this is a business, but this is something that I saw a couple days ago, and this is coming from Pride of Detroit, that the Lions, check this out, the Lions divisional round tickets cost more than the other 3 games combined. That is insane. That's insane. Now, I haven't read this article, but I did know that already. All right. But according to Pride of Detroit, according to Vivid Seats, the get in the door price for the Lions Commanders is higher than the combined ticket price for the other 3 divisional round games. In theory, that means you could buy tickets for each of the second round matchups and spend less, $465, than it would cost for a single ticket for Lions versus Commanders. So this is insane to me. And I saw something that this is like one of the highest ticket prices of, like, I forgot what the metric is. But to me, this is disappointing. And I know it's going to be Phil because we're starving. And, I don't want to like poop on a really good season. But to me, man, you're taking advantage of the hunger of the city. You are. I mean, I'm not saying give tickets away for free. I'm not saying make them, where it's cheap. But the teams split the revenue. Why is this ticket so high? Why is this ticket so high? So check this out. When I went to California last year, the ticket was $5 and some change. No, I'm sorry, it was closer to $6. With the fees, it was $6.95. Couldn't have got there without you guys. But to go to Ford Field for that same game last year would have cost at least $1,700 to get in the door. 2.5 times more. I mean, I don't understand. Now, I am going to try my best to be there for the NFC title game. I got it all planned out. Use TickPick or Game Time or whatever, pay overtime. Shout out to Affirm and Zip and all them other pay overtime situations, right? Because I want to be there. It's that important to me that I want to be there. If we lose, I'm going to be like, yo, if we win, it's going to feel like it's worth it. But either way, I get to witness history one way or the other, right? The Ford Field has never hosted an NFC championship game. Now it will. Lions beat the Commanders. Either the Rams or Eagles have to come to us. And that's something that to me is kind of priceless in a way. Now, would I have the money if it wasn't pay overtime? Probably not. If they lose, it's going to feel like I wasted my money. If they win, it's going to feel like, it was the best purchase ever. But that type of money for a game that is still a game away from the game to get to the Super Bowl, I mean, I don't know, man. I just feel like everything good that the Ford organization has done, turning this team around in 4 short years. We've seen teams that haven't progressed. The Lions have literally gotten better every single year under Dan Campbell, Sheila, and Brad. But yet, like, they're going to start pricing people out. Season ticket holders, I talked to a gentleman today, and he doesn't know if he's going to be able to afford his season tickets. He doesn't know. Situations hit, right? Season tickets are not a priority in the grand scheme of life. And this ticket ain't a priority in the grand. You got food, bills, all that stuff. Like I said, pay overtime is a huge deal with this situation. And I'm willing to pay up to a certain amount over time, whether they win or lose. But the fact that, I don't know, man, it gives me pause. It's like, okay, part of me feels I'm a little salty about it. I'm not going to lie, man. I'm a little salty. I'm like, yo, how are you going to charge all of this money for a divisional round when, like, more than all of them, like, that doesn't make any sense to me. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, I don't know whether or not it was the highest price ticket. I don't know if I'm going to go to this game. So we might wind up having a watch party because I'm trying to plan, if we go to the Super Bowl, I might have a ticket to go. So if that's the case, I got to kind of divert my funds all to the next 2 weeks. So I might be at the crib. It's looking more and more likely. Plus, man, I am on the season ticket waiting list, and I'm going to be there. But it's like, yo, come on, man. Now, the season ticket holders, I understand you got yours at cost, and that at cost is that's something else. But the resale is like, yo, you know what I mean? I don't know. So maybe it's not the Lions organization. Maybe it's the fans. Maybe it's the resale. I don't know. You know, you can use these tickets to pay for a lot. You can use them to pay for next season. You can use them to pay, you know, some people are still paying off tickets. I'm learning more and more about the season, how the season ticket, you know, members work. So, you know, I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed. I know it's going to be packed. I know people are going to do it. And I myself plan to go to the divisional round, to the NFC Championship game. I got to be there. I cannot miss a potential Super Bowl berth. Can you imagine Super Bowl berth at Ford Field? Like, it literally, you can't put a price on that. So I'm going to be there for that, but I might have to kind of pick and choose my battles. And right now, it's looking like I'm going to divert my funds to the latter too. So anyway, let me know what you think, man, about why is the line, why is it so high? I mean, it in a way, it kind of feel like extortion. And again, I don't know if this is the Lions organization or if it's more of the resale market, but it kind of feels like extortion. The Lions haven't won anything. And why are we the highest ticket? Is that why? Are you being taken advantage of because we haven't won anything? I don't know, man. It's completely disappointing. I'm still going to get season tickets whenever they call me. I'm still going to go to the NFC Championship game. But, I mean, for an NFC Championship game ticket to be right now almost half the price of a Super Bowl ticket, that to me, man, is crazy. But anyway, give me your thoughts down below. It's kind of disappointing, but I understand it's a business. All right. Bonzilla, no. Okay, so let me tell you how the ticket thing works. All right. Okay, so usually, and I don't do this on purpose, right? But I'll put on Twitter like, yo, I'm gonna get a ticket to the game, and I'll have somebody reach out to me in my DMs or whatever and be like, yo, you know, I got a ticket for you. Sometimes they're free, and I offer money. And they don't accept. They're like, buy me a beer, buy me something to eat. I appreciate what you do. And I'm like, yo, you know, that's just crazy, right? So, and sometimes I have to pay, which is cool. I don't mind that. Because getting the tickets at cost, you wouldn't believe the price difference, right? So what I do, I put it out there. So when I went to the Minnesota Vikings game, it was a dude, and he's like, yo, you know, if we win this game, I might have a ticket for you next time. I'm like, okay, cool, you know. So we go. We win, then he hits me up a few days later. He's like, yo, I got a ticket, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, well, as soon as they buckle down on the time of the game, let me know. We'll make this happen. I haven't heard from him, right? So I'm not going to bug anybody. I'm not going to blow up anybody's phone. Maybe he found somebody else. Maybe he spoke too soon. I don't know. These are his tickets, not mine. I'm not going to get mad if somebody says something and then it doesn't work out. So what I'm going to do is the way I look at it is like this. I'm like, okay, I know this sounds really mean and really kind of, but I've seen the divisional round before. Like last year, like, oh, wild card, couldn't miss it. Tampa Bay Buccaneers couldn't miss it, right? And I feel that way this year, but kind of I'm like, yo, I might have a chance to go to the Super Bowl. And if I don't know if that's gonna be true or not, but I'm like, yo, where I gotta prioritize where my funds go. And if we win the divisional round, we're going to the NFC title game, a game I'm going to go to regardless. So I need to kind of put my funds there. So that's where the tickets, I would have had a ticket, but he didn't respond. And then as we were getting closer to the game, I'm trying to be smart. Because like I said, when you do YouTube, you only get paid once a month. You get paid once a month. You get paid 12 times a year. And you got to be smart. So I'm trying to balance, because if I do actually have a ticket to the Super Bowl and the Lions do go to the Super Bowl, I've got to figure out how I'm getting down there. I cannot fly. I got to figure out where I'm staying, right? So I gotta be smart with my money. So that's what's up with that. It could be league charging those prices. Would love to be there for the NFC Championship game if we make it, but I can't afford it. JC, you know what, bro? I can't either. The only way that I would be able to go is, so I got like a firm. So when I redid the studio, I went to Amazon and I put all this. I didn't know I was going to like pay overtime, right? So I put this stuff, I'm buying all this stuff, and I see pay overtime. I'm like, what is this? So I click on it, and it's like a firm. I'm sure you guys, a firm, Zip, Klarna, they're all the same thing. So a firm is kind of cool because a firm will spread it out over a year. If I think that's the max they go. They could go further than that. So I go through, and I love paying overtime. Only time I don't love paying overtime is if you go to something like I use this one called Progressive. And Progressive is very good if you're going to pay it off in 90 days. So if you're going to buy something small, like let's say you want a PS5, and PS5 is what, $500, and you got 90 days to pay it off. And they charge you every week, very little interest. Is it interest? Yeah, no, it's tax. They don't charge you interest if you pay it off in 90 days. 90 days, same as, so it's like Rent-A-Center. But if you blow that 90 days, you are getting, if you pay over a year, you will pay twice the amount of whatever the product was. So when I did the studio, I used Affirm and I spread it out over a year. And because of that, I got like massive Affirm. I got like $6,000 in Affirm spending power. Like, it's crazy. So, but Affirm is really great with interest and all that other stuff. Yeah, so that's what it is. I think if you live in the state, you should get a discount. Yeah, man, that would be crazy. What's up? Google Face says prices are so high because someone listed them for that at resale. Someone paid for it. The resale market is taking advantage of the hype. I don't think Lions can do anything about it. That could be true as well. Maybe they can't put a stop to it or whatever. It's pretty sad. It's pretty sad. So I don't know. It's sad to me. But what up, nephew? Yeah, you got the job. Congratulations, bro. Man, congratulations. Good for you. Did you see that they have Eagles percentage to the Super Bowl higher than ours? How? I am so sick of this. I'm tired of this, man. Okay, where we at here? I don't know what this guy is about. What is happening there? Okay, let me let you think about that. I don't know what is happening there. Hey, Bond, bro, listen. I'm not even gonna lie, okay? If I thought about it this morning. I said, Derek, it's Wednesday. Is it possible that you can find somewhere to do a watch party that's not Uno's, right? And I don't know. I might just say, hey, let's go to Dave and Buster's. Let's meet at Dave and Buster's, man. Let's just all meet up there. Let's all hog a space and let's watch it on the big screens. I don't know, man. I might go into that. I might try to pull something off. Zach, we're going to get into that, man. Micah Parsons got the Commanders beating us. Bruh, seriously? Okay. All right. Why don't you worry about your next coach? Why don't you do that? Okay. Let me write that down for a video later. Always running his mouth, man. What, is it because they beat you the last time they played you? Bro, shut your mouth. God, I don't understand this. What is he talking for? NFC Championship game has afterpay. Yes, Google Face, that's exactly. So I can use Affirm. So I've tried to buy a ticket before, and it's like Affirm or something like that. But yeah, afterpay, same thing. Even if it's, because I know, depending on how much it is, they make you break it up into every 2 weeks. They take a equal amount of payments. Most of the time, you have to drop at least the first payment. So yeah, bro, that's crazy. Thank you, nephew. Appreciate that. Yeah, I seen that Micah is a fool. Okay, we'll be talking about that later. Apparently, we'll lose because AG and Ben will be more focused on becoming a head coach over winning a Super Bowl. Oh, kind of like he's focused on his podcast more than winning games. Shut your mouth, bro. Bro, Parsons ain't mad. Parsons just mad they ain't America's team no more. That's crazy. He was just talking about us, like, in a good way. Anyway, oh my God, he gets on my nerve. All right, so we talked about that. All right. So this one right here is kind of disappointing. And I want to know what y'all think, because I don't like this at all. I don't like this one bit. Okay. I saw this morning, and before you go down the road of copium, oh, this is just copium and all this other nonsense, it's ridiculous. It ain't copium at all. Good teams produce coaches that can go and be head coaches. Whether or not they're successful or not is yet to be seen. And if Aaron Glenn leaves, the Detroit Lions get 2 compensatory picks. So it's a win-win for us. It's a win-win-win. Aaron Glenn gets to be a head coach. No, you know what? It's a win-win-win-win. The Detroit Lions, for the first time that I can remember, have a coaching tree. Meathead Dan Campbell has a coaching tree. If Aaron Glenn and or Ben Johnson gets hired, your head coach, Dan the Meat Man Campbell, has a coaching tree, which is something that I don't think anybody expected year one when we saw him year one. Not because of what he said, but man, a coaching tree? Okay, that's number one. Number two, the Lions get two compensatory picks, third rounders, if Aaron Glenn is hired. We get one in 2025, one in 2026. We do not have a compensatory pick or a third round pick for 2025. So that would be a win-win. Then you have Aaron Glenn going off to be a coach, win-win-win. But I'm seeing that Aaron Glenn said today I had the email pulled up, that he, you know what? Let me pull up this email. I need this email. But that he would prefer the Jets. And I'm disappointed in that. I am. Yes, he played for the Jets. I'm disappointed. I completely am. Because I want him to succeed. And will he succeed with the New York Jets? I don't know if he can. We already know, I assure you, that Aaron Rodgers will not be the quarterback if Aaron Glenn goes there. They're probably going to move on from him anyway, but he's definitely not going to be there if Aaron Rodgers is there. But according to Bleacher Report, Aaron Glenn is interested in the Jets job. That's the one he wants, which I'm starting to say, okay, obviously, according to an insider, that's what was said. If that is true, and it's just hearsay right now, but if that is true, then he did a couple things. He has now said to everyone else, this is where I want to go. So basically, if the Jets are willing to take him, that's where he wants to go. A lot of people had him going to the Saints. It was a done deal. He's going to the Saints. I would probably have gone to the Saints over the Jets, but I just made a video yesterday about both of them staying put. And then I hear that Ben Johnson to the Raiders is picking up even more steam than it had a few days ago. Now, I don't know if y'all know this, but Tom Brady, he is not allowed. He's calling the game this week between the Lions and the Commanders. He's not allowed to be in production meetings. He can't be on the field. He can't be anywhere near the Lions. Anywhere because of his ownership stake in the Raiders. And we know that he's been pushing hard for Ben Johnson. I'm disappointed in both. If they go to these places, no copium, I'm disappointed. Why would you go to an organization where both owners meddle way too much? I would be. Now, I heard something yesterday, and I'm going to respect Aaron Glenn more than I think you are. And when I say you, I'm talking about the people that feel this way. Aaron Glenn is a minority head coach. As a minority myself, I know what that's like, right? Not being a head coach, but you know what I'm saying. You are behind the eight ball. It is what it is. It's still a thing. If you tell me, I've been hearing that, and it disappoints me. I've been hearing that Aaron Glenn, this might be the best opportunity he has to get a coaching job. Is it? Is it? I'm just going to take a job because it might be the best chance I have? For what? So you can say you coached in the National Football League and you failed? What is that? What is that? Why would you do that? So you can say, at one time in my life, I was one of 32 individuals. I failed at it. Why would you rush and not think things through? And as far as Ben Johnson is concerned, so going back to Aaron Glenn, I would be disappointed. If let's just hypothetically say that's why. I'd be disappointed, bro, because I would expect Aaron Glenn to hold himself to a higher standard. You're not going to. He skipped on the Patriots interview because he knew he was the token black guy. But he's gonna take a job just because he might not get another chance. No, man, you do what's right for you. If that's what you want to do, fine. But don't settle for nothing, big dog, because you more than that, for real. Would you rather take a job and say you had one, or would you rather be successful at that job and have a legacy like Mike Tomlin? See, I'm trying to follow in Tomlin footsteps. I'm not trying to be a one and done. But as far as Ben Johnson concerned, yeah, I'm going to be disappointed in that too. Have you seen the Raiders organization? Have you been over there? Do you want to be the fourth coach that they're paying concurrently? That would just, if Ben Johnson goes to the Raiders, I will second guess everything he's ever said as a potential head coaching candidate. You want to go here. You want this. Can we honestly say that the Raiders are set up for success? You literally you turn down the Commanders, you turn down the Panthers, and multiple other teams, no doubt, because of reasons that are exactly what the Raiders' job would be. Minus, okay, Tom Brady, he is a minority owner. You think he going to have enough power to change Mark Davis? I would be disappointed. No cope at all. Lions will find a way, bro. We got somebody right now that we're brewing. Will it be the same? Of course it's not going to be the same. It's only one Ben Johnson. It's only one Aaron Glenn. But at the same time, the Lions have been expecting this for years. So they're queuing people up. And if we keep it in-house, so be it. If we go outside the house, so be it. But copium, no, bro. This is about two individuals that have an opportunity to do something that only 30 other people in the National Football League are doing currently. And I want them to be successful. I don't think they're going to be successful at these organizations. We did a video yesterday about the length of time. The average head coach has 3 years. And most of them never coach in the NFL again. What I want is for my dudes to succeed. I want Dan Campbell's coaching tree to succeed. I want Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn, and whoever comes after to succeed. I don't want them to be a one and done, whether it's 1 year or one contract. I want legacy. So for me, I'll be disappointed if either one of those guys goes to those two teams. I would be disappointed. If it were me, I would wait. The perfect job to me for Ben Johnson is the Cincinnati Bengals. Well, no, the perfect job would be the Kansas City Chiefs, but we don't know when Andy gonna let it go. Second to that would be the Cincinnati Bengals. If I'm Aaron Glenn, maybe I'll wait on the Miami Dolphins. Maybe I'll wait on them. Mike McDaniel or McDonald, whatever his name. I don't know his name. McDaniel. Whatever it is. He on a short leash. He just got extended, but he doesn't. If they don't make the playoffs, he don't make it out of 2025. So anyway, that's just me. Let me know what you think. What up? Little man out of dirty. What happened, bro? You don't have to say it here, but what happened, man? You should have texted me. AG, I think, would be a good coach, but the Jets are a dysfunctional organization. I don't know if they would service him well. You know what? And that's what I'm saying. Like, we did the video yesterday about the over-under of coaches. It's 3 years. Think about this. Dan Campbell got extended after year 3, but he won 2 playoff games. And you can see, like, Dan Campbell deserving an extension. He increasingly 13-1, 9-8, 12-5, 2 playoff games, first division title, yada, yada, yada. Boom, extension. Done deal. No question, right? Set up, and he wasn't really set up for success. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the Lions had nothing to work with, and they were able to turn that around. So, I just don't, I don't know. I'd be disappointed if they go over there because I just don't think they'll be successful. Derek, what Patriots assistant did anything, can't go to unstable places? Gene, that's exactly right. Everybody, but you know what else that I think that is the factor with them? Okay, we've been on for, 38 minutes. Is they tried to be Bill Belichick. Dan Campbell was taught by Sean Payton, but he ain't trying to be him, right? You cannot. Bill Belichick is a one of one. Andy Reid, one of one. You can take little things. Let's put it like this. When you do a YouTube channel, right, you get inspired by people, but you're not supposed to copy them. So you can get inspired. I was inspired. Back in 2019 to do certain things, right? I made a video about the Detroit Lions. It blew up. I paid attention to that. I was like, wait a minute. People want to hear this stuff. They want to hear it from me. There might be something there. And as I started doing it, I see other people like Tom Grassi. He was 6,000 at the time. I'm like, okay. He had a little podcast. I'm like, all right. I see other creators or and I'm like, okay, I like what they doing. I like what they doing. I do this, I do that. Boom. Here we are 5 years later doing the thing. So give me 1 second. But none of them have been successful. Not a one has been successful. So yeah. If AG, so who's replacing Ben Johnson if he leaves? Hypersonic, I don't know. Hypersonic, you missed the earlier segment, bro. I know I saw one of your comments from a couple days ago about me and the Rams and the narrative. And you can go back and check it out, or you can just wait because I'll put that segment out a little later about why I feel the way I do. If AG leaves, our linebacker coach can make a good coordinator for us. Well, Parker, so here's what the rumors are saying is that AG is not leaving by himself. That Shepard is going to be somebody he takes with him. And I'm going to be real with you. I think AG is not going to leave by himself. If you have an opportunity, let's say AG is you got like coach, assistant head coach, coordinators. And then it's like the positional coaches after that. If you are a defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, you have the opportunity to become a head coach. And then you are telling a positional coach, you have an opportunity to be a defensive or offensive coordinator, what you going to do, right? So I see Shepard saying, this is my moment. This is my moment, especially if the Lions win the Super Bowl. This is my moment to now start creating my legacy, right? Beyond being a linebackers coach. So I see, now Ben Johnson, I don't know, but I see Aaron Glenn taking some guys, at least one guy with him. No, AG not leaving, and I don't think Ben is either. Parker, I don't know. I made a video yesterday why I don't think it would be a good idea. And AG, to me, I think he mentioned the Jets because I wonder, okay, let me ask you this. Why do you think he mentioned the Jets? Do you think it was because he knows that he's not going to get the other jobs? Or do you think he's purposely trying to sabotage himself? You get what I'm saying? Like, if you're the Saints and you really wanted Aaron Glenn, you're like, oh, he wants to go to the Jets? Oh, okay. Well, forget you too then. Which one do you think it is? That's crazy, bro. I just thought about that. And you know what else is funny to me? And it, aside from what people may think, there's been a lot of talk. There's only 6 positions left. And we got to talk about a guy that came out of nowhere during our NFL segment. But the jobs, I don't think it's a done deal. There's 6 jobs. Lions got 2 coordinators to get 6 jobs. But you hear all of these names. Mike McCarthy, lot of steam. College coaches, lot of steam for the whatever the dude's name is. I told myself I wasn't going to forget this guy's name. Whatever the guy's name is, the coach from college. It's a lot. So all of a sudden, these candidates come out of nowhere, right? And yeah, we got a situation. He played for Spielman. They played there, and Spielman interviewed there for GM. That's true as well. Marcus Free, thank you, bro. Okay, all right. My brother's name is Marcus, and just think of Freeman. Brother Freeman. Okay, Brother Freeman. I wrote it down, and I still couldn't remember. Deion, yes, Parker, that's what we gonna talk about. Man, Rex Ryan, he seemed desperate. Didn't he seem kind of desperate? Like, why would you go back to a place that fired you? He seemed like he was excited, like he actually had a legit chance to actually get that job. That's crazy to me. That is crazy to me. The Jets have a good defense, but nothing else. I'll take. If Ben Johnson leaves, Kevin O'Connell may need a job. Goodell ain't letting Gruden back in the NFL. Hey, the way Gruden is doing on his YouTube channel, he don't need to be back in the NFL, for real. Pete is also saying that they're more focused on a head coach than Super Bowl. You know what else? Pete Carroll. He's a guy that's on a lot of, you know what I think? I think the Bears are going to hire Mike McCarthy. They're going to hire somebody old. Pete Carroll, I think Pete Carroll gets a job this cycle. He's 72 years old. I think he gets a job this cycle. Maybe not a team that will go all the way, but I think what they're going to do is they're going to use Pete Carroll to prep for the next coach, make it easier for him. Jets should have never fired Saleh. Joke organization. Yes. And I saw a stat I was watching a show, and they were talking about, so Robert Saleh is interviewed for the 49ers defensive coordinator job. He going back there. And a potential head coaching job. And one of the things that upped his stock is the fact that the Jets did worse after they fired him. So, like, yo, you were the problem? No, I wasn't, right? So that upped his stock. Speaking of coaches, I'm here, and I'm about to get comfortable in a minute. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Deion Sanders, this is an NFL segment. Deion Sanders is to the Dallas Cowboys is gaining traction. And oh my God, I cannot imagine Deion Sanders going to the NFL, let alone the Dallas Cowboys. Now, as a Detroit Lions fan, I got to keep it a buck. You know what that's going to be? A clown show. If Deion Sanders comes to the Dallas Cowboys, it's going to be a clown show. Not to say that he cannot turn the team around, but you're talking, this to me seems like Jerry Jones, he mad because the Dallas Cowboys ain't the center of nobody's world, the NFL world anymore. Jerry Jones he more concerned about headlines than W's. That's what he wants. He don't want to win. I'm not saying that Deion Sanders is not capable of turning the organization around. But could you imagine Deion Sanders, prime time as the Cowboys head coach? You ain't coming to some backwood team. You coming to the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, he played there. But the Dallas Cowboys, it is a clown show in the making. Now, I'm gonna be real with you, man. I'm disappointed in. I have made it a point to never say never because there are things that can change. I'm not gonna necessarily. You know what? Forget it. I'm not gonna sell out for money. I'm not gonna sell out for money. But money is a factor, right? It's enticing. Deion Sanders said that he would never coach in the NFL because he cannot take grown men not doing their job. And he doesn't think they would get along. His personality, them not doing their job, he wanted to stay in college. But his sons are going to the NFL more than likely. So now it ain't nothing left. So have you changed? Now you come to, so stop saying what you're not going to do because you probably will. Every time somebody say what they ain't going to do, they wind up doing it anyway. But I'm more interested in the clown, the circus that will be Dallas. Can you imagine? Okay, let me put this in perspective. This is a potential disaster in the making. When the Cowboys play, the first person interviewed is Jerry Jones. As he comes out of the locker room, he is the first person interviewed. The coach, the players, the Cowboys are about Jerry Jones. Is Jerry Jones saying, I'm 80-something years old. It's time for me to pass the torch. He don't want to be the center of attention anymore. This is crazy to me. And guess what? I want this to happen. I want this to happen. Does Goodell want it to happen? Could you imagine? Prime. So he got Coach Prime, he got some primes that they're the color of the Colorado Buffs. I don't think he had the primes in Jackson State. But now I couldn't even imagine the deal with blenders, the commercials. Like, it'll be crazy. I want to see this just for the sheer spectacle alone. I want to see Deion Sanders in the NFL coaching the Dallas Cowboys, and we play them next year. They got to come to Ford Field. That would be crazy. You're talking about, could you imagine, bro, the circus? That would be crazy. It would be insane. So I don't know if this is going to happen. I know Deion better stop saying what he ain't going to do and then turn around and do the same thing, right? But I just don't know how the Dallas Cowboys make this work. But I tell you what, if Jerry Jones wants to reclaim the headlines, he going to hire Deion Sanders, because ain't nobody talking about them right now. He don't care nothing about winning. Or you know what? He might care about winning, but he cares more about getting attention. So we'll see. But keep an eye on Deion Sanders to the Dallas Cowboys. That'd be crazy. Let me see. We root for the jerseys. Man, did y'all hear about it was a father who just sold his signed Matthew Stafford jersey to get in the door, to get his daughter to the playoff game. That's what I want to start doing, man. I want to start helping, like giving tickets away and stuff like that. When I do get my season tickets, like when I don't go, that'll probably be something that I do then. Shift Guy says, I hate that this is happening right now. We're supposed to be focused on winning the Super Bowl, not preparing to lose both our coordinators. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know what, Shift God? It happens to good teams. That's what happens to good teams, man. Geriatric Jones. That's funny. Coach Carousel, good clickbaits. They went for entertainment over winning. Michael will be a Lion in a few months. Bucky, you think so? Not what he's saying today. All right, Parker. See ya, man. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, so we got about 5 or 6 minutes left, man. Listen, I appreciate you. We had a kind of an expedited show today. Had to get, because we probably got to leave in about an hour to get there. And don't you hate when the drive to the appointment is longer than the actual appointment? Like, that's what it is today. It's just one of them run in, run out. By the time we sit down good, the appointment probably 10, 15 minutes, and then we'll be out the door. I never hear other teams do this before winning. Daquan, you know what? You're not paying. What you mean? You mean like coordinators? That's because you're not paying attention. That's all. Because it's not the Lions. You're not concerned with it. But it happens to every good team who has coordinators. It always happens like this, bro. You're not paying attention to it. Did I see AG's pivot interview? Did he get interviewed recently? I saw the one from a while ago, right? Wasn't it like last season when Pivot came to, because they did Jared Goff? Is it recent? Because I thought it was a while ago. Can't wait to the return of Monty. Micah just clickbaiting. Yeah, he wants to be a Lion. Bro, what jersey do you think the Lions should wear at the Super Bowl? I think the all blues. You know what, Nate? I'm not sure, bro, because I think there might be some rules like that they have to follow. I don't know. Did you hear the news? The 49ers interview yes, I did see that. Like, all of these kind of like underling coaches, man, are getting interviewed. Like, it's crazy, because having a good team, that's what happens. You get like everybody's getting an interview. The DB coach got an interview. Then somebody else the special teams coach got an interview, I think, with some team. Like, yo, it's crazy. It is crazy. So, yeah, I've seen all of that. Man. But, yeah, I'm hoping that, and we'll get more into the Commanders on Friday. We'll do all the stuff. And like I said, I think what I'll do is I'll kind of maybe keep my eye on maybe something we can do. I don't want to, it's so late in the cycle that I don't want to be like, hey, we're trying to meet at this place and not give people enough time to get there. Some people like watching the game from the comfort of their home, man. It is truly the best seat in the house. But I tell you what, until we get the little COMS facility downtown, Dave and Buster's is not a bad spot. They got TVs everywhere. They really do, like big TVs, whole wall TVs everywhere. So that might not be a bad place to go. Maybe I'll swing up there and see like what it would take to like if we just all went there, like if that's something y'all wanted to do. So I'll put out a like a post on Lion Syndicate and see what the people say. Maybe run up there to there tomorrow, and maybe on Friday's show I'll let you guys know like, okay, we'll be at Dave and Buster's at this time, and watch the game there. Hire John Gruden, why not? I feel like John Gruden is going to get another opportunity to coach again. I really do. His YouTube channel is crazy, man. I found his YouTube channel. He had less than 2,000 subscribers. This was probably about 2 months ago. It just was in my feed. It was just in my feed out of nowhere, because he changed the name of it, but it was something. It didn't have his. I don't think it had his name in it, but I found him. And then I'm like, when people start finding this guy, it's going to absolutely blow up. And lo and behold, it did. If the Cowboys can afford to extend Micah, I'll never listen to a cap space convo again. Hope Brad sends those picks as soon as he gets the chance. Okay, Bucky, so you are pro Micah. The cap space is a myth, bro. It really is. I mean, the Saints were over the cap. You pay a penalty. You keep it moving. No, JD, I didn't even know he had one. I didn't know he had one. What's up, Lupe? Hey, Derek, what are your thoughts about the Tailgate Garage in Canton for a meetup? Tailgate Garage? Where is that at? Off the top of your head. I can look it up. Yeah, hey, Randy. I'm like, bruh, I'm thinking about how does he write on that board? Like, it's crazy. Tailgate Garage. Okay. I mean, it sounds like the perfect name. And Canton is not that far from me. So absolutely. Hey, Braylon, that's what's up, bro. That's what's up. I definitely try to do something if I do get down there. I'm actually gonna text the guy the big homie that was talking about Super Bowl tickets and see if he was being serious. Off Michigan has a lot of things and pretty low key. Hey, do you think it'd be good for, like, do they, if I put this out there, bro, we could have 20, 30 people. Like, do you think it can handle, before I start looking into it, you think it can handle that? Packers fans pushed my son repeatedly in our seats and said Lions suck at the 15-9 game for a field. Hey, listen, did y'all see about the Eagles fan that lost his job for, saying what he said to the woman? I listen, he would have been done talking after a while. Like, I wouldn't have let him talk to my wife like that. Like, I would have we would have either left, he would have left, because I would have went to jail. That's just, and I would have went to jail. Like, I would have got kicked out. I wouldn't have want to get banned from the stadium. So I probably would have had to leave because he's now banned from the stadium. But what an idiot, man. What an absolute idiot. All right, let's do one more segment real quick. So Dan Campbell has been the head coach for 4 years of the Detroit Lions, and each year we get increasingly better. 3-13-1, 9-8, 12-5, 15-2. You got the best record in franchise history. First time we've got the first seed, home field advantage. I mean, dude is just, he just setting bar a long way from what people thought he was, and we're still not getting to respect. But I'm gonna tell you what I want to see this year, and there's no excuse. There's no if this does not happen, then there is a 100% bias in the NFL against the Detroit Lions. There is absolutely no reason that Dan Campbell should not win Coach of the Year. He was stiffed last year over some garbage. Kevin Stefanski for quarterbacks, blah, 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 blah. Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions have the most players on injured reserve, and we got the first seed and home field advantage. Done. Pack up the trophy, send it to Ford Field, because it's already done. Okay? So if you're not going to give it, and then most of those players are on defense. First seed, home field advantage, pack up the trophy. Here's why it would be 100%. And we know there's already bias in the NFL when it comes to our Detroit Lions. But here's why the bias is real if he does not win it. And I still think it's there, but it's starting to shift a little bit. You mean to tell me, okay, Kevin Stefanski, ooh, he has to play with 4 different quarterbacks. They made the playoffs. Ooh. He wins it. But Dan Campbell, most injured reserve players, most on defense, first seed, best record, home field advantage, and he don't win, it will be a problem if he does not win. And the NFL is going to have to take a serious look at it. We know that they've had bias against the Detroit Lions since we've been the Detroit Lions. It 100%. As a matter of fact, there's a notion that the Fords did something to Goodell, because the bias was, when he took over, it was real strong. It really wasn't that bad with Paul. I think his name is Paul, the old commissioner, Tagliabue. It wasn't that bad. Maybe it was something else. But Dan Campbell should be a shoe-in. I've heard Kevin O'Connell, because of what? Sam Darnold? Bruh, stop playing. Because you took a pumpkin, dressed him up as a prince, and then he turned back into a pumpkin. No, there's no way that Sam Darnold should get Kevin O'Connell a head coach of the year, when you gave it to Kevin Stefanski, and it should have went to Dan Campbell. It should have went to Dan Campbell last year. 2 years removed from at least the Browns have done a little something. They didn't come from where we came from as recent as we came from. They won a playoff game before we did under Baker Mayfield, right? Their first one in forever. So they had more success than us up until that point. There's no way that Dan Campbell, it should be unanimous, 100%. There's not even a coach that comes close at all. I'm hearing, man, it's absolutely ridiculous. So Dan Campbell, I'm sure he don't care nothing about that. He cares 100%. He don't have to win a single award except Lombardi. And just picture this. Dan Campbell, Coach of the Year, Lombardi. Jared Goff gets Super Bowl MVP. And we on Woodward. I couldn't imagine Dan Campbell and his victory parade speech. You know what I want Dan Campbell to do? It's going to be cold in the mug in February. Super Bowl is 9th. We win that joint. Parade to be either Tuesday or Wednesday. And if Dan Campbell kind of addresses everyone mocking him for his opening speech 4 years ago, that would be the perfect retort, the perfect slap in the face to everybody who doubted him. So let me know your thoughts, man. To me, it's unanimous Coach of the Year, Dan Campbell. Okay, hold on. Here's Johnny. Yeah. Hey, disrespect the wife, the mother, the sister, a lady, period. Yeah, I don't even have to know her. But if I do know her, and if she my wife, sister, mother, it's going down. Like, for real. I'm going to have to leave or I'm going to jail. That's how that's going to be. But anyway, listen. Hey, Dylan, that would be fantastic. We went over our hour, but we still got enough time. Appreciate y'all, man. We'll be back on Friday where we'll talk about the Commanders in this matchup. And we will be getting ready for the NFC wildcard game. So I'll let you know Friday. Well, I don't know, because I might make a decision Saturday if I go to the game. But we'll just kind of play it by ear. But even if like somebody offers me a ticket at cost, I'm like, okay, I'm still going to the NFC Championship game, right? So I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. Just look out for a poll on Lion Syndicate. Maybe we'll do something like, yo, we had the Dave and Buster's or something. The only reason I say that, well, I'll check out this other place, the Tailgate Garage. The only reason I say Dave and Buster's, man, they got TVs everywhere, and they got like a wall. It's one in Livonia. They got a wall of, I mean, this thing is gorgeous looking. It's a big old wall, man, and the game could probably be on there. I would probably go up there and ask, like, would it be too much if I had people come, and would they ask us to leave or something like that? So, but I mean, you know, if we ordered food and whatever the situation. So I'll look into that, because I just don't know. With me, I'm gonna find out about the Super Bowl ticket today if he was being honest. Because then if he's being honest, then I know that that's gonna happen. It doesn't matter what happens. I'm going to that. And then my money will go to the NFC Championship. So it's looking more real the more and more. You know, I would love to be there, but you got to be smart. All right. So anyway, I will see you guys on Friday. Thank you for, man, the love that y'all show. Syndicate Sports Detroit XL is my channel, part of the brand. Man, the support for that is crazy. We got over 750 subscribers. that channel will probably be monetized maybe by the end of the month. Maybe by the Super Bowl. It should be monetized by the Super Bowl. So I will catch y'all later, man. I'll see y'all.
Hello, hello, good morning. Horns is blowing, and I'm pissing off the neighbors. Whether homegrown or imported, we feeling shorted, cause we waiting on our paper. So next time, when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time, when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, when we get back on our feet. Yeah, you don't know about the D, you don't know about the streets, cause when you're in the motor city, nothing is as pretty as the hustle. You don't know about the D, you don't know about the streets, cause when you're in the motor city, everything ain't pretty, but it's love though. Next time, when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time, when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, when we get back on our feet. Yeah.